Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Sis Let's Talk. My name is Kamisha Whitaker-Moore, and I have my co-host and family, and we're going to start from this side all the way around. I'm starting with my second co-host. Go ahead, girl.
Hey y'all.
Tell them your name.
I'm Tammy.
Go ahead, Trent.
T Money.
Go ahead, KK.
K the Stallion.
Oh, wow.
The stallion.
You hear me?
Wow.
And we are so glad that you are here. Amen. Amen. So today we're going to be talking about a couple things. 3 out of the 4 of us can definitely relate to, but because Trinity was raised by a single mom, she can definitely give us some input on her side of things. And so today we're just going to get right into the topic, and we hope you enjoy. Okay? All right. So y'all, thank you for coming. I know it's been a day. For everybody, it's been a week for sure.
Yes.
For all of us.
Yes.
No joke. So first thing I want to talk about, I'm gonna kind of mix it up anyway, because honestly, we kind of go from one end to another end and we kind of meet back in the middle, and then we kind of disperse out again anyway. So let's just have a whole conversation about this thing here. Is being a good mom about sacrifice, or is it about showing your kids that you're happy and whole, right? So when we say whole, we mean as far as like we're good mentally, we're good physically, we're in good spaces. You know what I'm saying? We're not broken and trying to be a mother, and all they see is head down, face down, walking down, and this is all we do. We're super negative Nancy's out here in the streets. So what does that mean to you? And another question is, do you think women of color, or anyone, because honestly, this space is for all women of color, shades, and all the things, do you think that we get enough space to heal? Or are we always expected to kind of jump back in, keep going, skip to Malou, all the things, and act like there's nothing going on? And so we want to talk about those things today, because honestly, what we're going through, somebody else can be going through, or what we've been through, somebody else can be going through. And so we may have passed that. God may have brought us from that season to something different. And let's just talk about what that looks like for us. Okay. All right. So what about the mom part? Do we think being a good mom is about sacrifice, or is it about showing our children the good parts of us, who we are, and being whole, mentally happy, all that good stuff? What do y'all say?
I say all that.
Right.
Yes, for sure, all that. You just want them to see things for what they really are. Me personally, it's about being a good mother, making sacrifice for your children, and showing them that the good part of life. They see the bad, so show them good parts of life and what all it entails.
Right. What about you, Kaylin? You're a mom.
I say both, but I have younger kids.
Yeah, you do.
So I don't show them the sacrifices that has to be made. We was at the store the other day, funny story. I think I had like $40 on me. And Teo wanted something. And I was like, are you going to pay for that? He was like, yeah, we rich. And it's just funny to me because my kids really think that I'm rich. Like I could be down to my last $40.
Yeah.
And they'll never know that.
Right.
But it's just like, Mommy, I want this.
Right.
So I have younger kids, so therefore they don't really see the sacrifices just yet.
Right.
But I do say it's both.
Okay.
Did you get it from?
Yeah.
For sure.
Of course.
I think that I think you're right. I think that that's both of I think they see the good, they see the bad as well. Because as moms, sometimes we cannot separate, or sometimes we can separate the good from the bad, but sometimes you can't separate your emotions, your good emotions and your bad emotions, because we feel, and honestly, we feel how we feel in that space that we're in at that moment. And whether you're going to be like yelling and all of the things, or opposed to feeling how you feel but still being a good mom to your children, I think that that's what makes the difference. I think that sometimes people get so wrapped up into their emotions sometimes they don't pay attention to what's around them, or to the people that look up to them, or to the children that they have. Because if you can remember all the bad things that I've done, and you can remember 1 or 2 good things I've done, then honestly, I've given you a poor model of who I was, or I've given you a poor model of what a mom really is, because I'm supposed to show you the good things. You're supposed to see you can see the bad, because life is life. And I'm not going to be living in la la land trying to give you a false view of what life really is, because this world will chew you up and spit you out. But I believe in being a good mom. Have we made mistakes? Yes, ma'am. I have. I've made horrible mistakes. Kaylin and I, sometimes we'll get into it and then she'll tell me what I done a long time ago, like how you did this. And I'm like, well, that's a conversation we could have had years ago, or
But
something.
at that time, she
Yes,
was too young to tell you how she really felt. So she was like, I'm
absolutely.
grown now. So
Right. And I get that. You know what I mean? And I get that too. So I just think that it goes hand in hand. It's a little bit of both, but it really depends on what you do with that and what you do with your emotions. Because I've met some negative people. And honestly, like earlier today, we had some people on and they were talking about their step parents, right? And Granny taught us you step on steps. There's no such thing as step
right.
anythings. But they were talking about the difference between like their stepfather and how they didn't treat them well. And they remember those things vividly, to the point it kind of made them who they are today. And it really kind of cut them deeply. But then, yet and still, they took that. And one guy was like, I don't have anything to do with him. But the other one was like, he's into church now. I love him to death and all these things. So it really depends on what you show and how you show, no matter what it is to your kids.
Mm.
Does that make sense?
It
Yeah.
does.
Okay. So Trinity, you're not a mom, but you're raised by a single mom. What say you? What do you think about that?
I think. Wait, what was the question?
Girl, the question was, do you think being a good mom is just about sacrifices? Or is it more like, is it about sacrifices or basically, or do you just show them like real life? You know what I'm saying? Do you show them a whole happy person? So since your mom raised you, tell us what you think. What did you see? How do you feel?
I think
Loudly.
I think it's both.
Yeah.
I think she sacrificed and she showed us her being in a good mood. But
Yeah.
since I'm the oldest,
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I've seen things more than what Taylor and Talia seen.
Right.
Like when we had Shacking Day and then they had kids and we was still in decap the
Yeah.
apartments, I was like, maybe she just sacrificing a lot for us.
Yeah.
And then also sacrificing leaving decap to come to Texarkana for a better, opportunities for us.
Mm-hmm.
So I think my mom's a good mom. She goes through these moods, but I think one mom doesn't. So
Yeah. Yeah, that's
I
true.
think she's good. I mean, I think I'm good. She's raised me well. So
He's very good.
Yeah.
yeah.
I'm a certified crash out,
Yeah,
for real,
for sure.
So, but I am definitely a good mom.
Yeah.
Mom and dad.
When I first had Trinity, I didn't know about being a mom, about
Yeah.
being a good parent,
Yeah.
So she kind of taught me, just looking at this little bitty sweet chocolate baby, what I wanted to do for her,
Mhm.
make sure she had everything that she wanted and needed,
Mhm.
So of course I made sacrifices to make sure that she was good. Was it always smiles all day long? No, I was going through some things, you know what I'm saying? But I try not to show her those bad times. I try to show her smiles and all that. But yeah, I definitely had some bad days.
Yeah.
But I would let her know that, I was kissing her, hugging her, showing her a lot of love. And she would be like, Mom, you okay? I'm like, yeah, girl, I'm okay. I'm fine.
Yeah.
Tears would be rolling down my face, but I'm still good because, you don't want to tell your kid, oh no, the light's about to get cut off, girl.
Yeah.
The cable finna be turned off.
Yeah.
You don't want to tell your kid nothing like that. You just
Yeah.
want them to be like, girl, I love you. You're
Yeah.
my baby. Don't worry about nothing.
Yeah.
We got this.
Right.
And, that's what we did.
But being the oldest, I did catch on very quickly.
Yeah.
Of certain struggles we went through and stuff.
Yeah. I totally understand that. Kaylin, what about you being the oldest?
Yeah, I agree with Trinity. I did catch on very fast, very young, of you being a single mom. So, I mean, you did sacrifice a lot. I mean, so, yeah.
I think that sometimes when we get to our last couple of coins and then we don't even know what or how things are going to be going because number one, all your kids know is they come home from school, they go straight to the refrigerator. They go in there and get whatever they want out of there. And then the TV is always on. There's always Disney playing. You know, I think back in the day, what was it like Hannah Montana they were
That's so
watching?
Raven.
That's So Raven, all of those types of things. And all they knew was to hit that remote and it was on. And all they knew was to pop that light and the lights came on. You know what I mean? And when they got ready to take a shower, the hot water was running. So these are some things that they already knew that was automatic. And when there was times, I have no lie to tell you, there was slip ups. They would come home, there was no lights on. And then I'm like, I don't even know what we doing right now because I'm like, I made an extension plan or whatever the case may be, and then the lights are off. And so then that night we didn't have any lights or whatever the case may be, but then the next day they were back on. So you do what you need to do, but sometimes they see the bad. Sometimes they see the ugly. Those are types of things that you don't want your children to see, but they do see those things. And sometimes they do. And there was times where I just couldn't help it. And they had to see that cable was off. There was no Hannah Montana and That's So Raven on today. And then the lights were off. And then, you know what I mean? And so that happened sometimes. But, you know, that doesn't mean that we're bad parents. That doesn't mean that we're bad moms. That just means that we had financial struggles and we did the very best that we possibly could. In those times and in those moments, as moms, we have mental breakdowns, right? Not so far to where we have to be committed to a facility or whatever, but in our own minds and in our own ways, we have breakdowns. We break down, we cry, we like snot, rolling on the floor, all of these things, because this is how we're feeling. And honestly, in those moments, you know, did you have time to heal? And Caitlin, you have little ones. Do you have time to heal? So let's answer that question.
Not really.
Right.
I just
I
kind
remember.
of, I just kind of pick it up and keep it pushing.
Yeah. So what does
So-
that do to you mentally though?
I mean, it's a challenge, but praying and just keeping my focus just always helps.
Yeah.
Kind of think about it. So.
You don't think that by taking a while to process or a while to heal that there's not going to have any lasting effects on you mentally or whatever or your children?
I don't know. That's a good question.
You know, did it have, what about you from me? Because I know I had crash outs. I'm not going to sit up here and say that I didn't because I know that I did. There was things that I went through as a mom, as a single mom. There was different types of situations where, you know, I wasn't in good headspace. I wasn't there all the way. And like we said before, we grew up with our children. I was 20 when I had her. So, of course, you know, they seen things that maybe no one should have seen when it came to me and being, you know, not mentally prepared or mentally there because I was having a very bad day. So
You say that, but you, I don't remember ever seeing you in a bad headspace when it comes to your children.
it wasn't them. It was life
Like,
that was
yeah,
just like
yeah, that's what I mean,
kicking
like-
my behind.
But you couldn't tell. I was around you a lot growing
Mhm.
up with your children. You know, I
Mhm.
had my own kids, and honestly, you held it together. Like
Yeah.
I didn't see that.
Girl.
And maybe you felt it in your head.
Oh,
but
head,
I never
body, and
saw
everything.
That. But
else.
I never saw that, and
Yeah.
it'll make you stronger. You know what I'm saying? No, we don't have time to heal. We don't got time for that because we have to keep it moving. But at the same time, it makes you a stronger person,
Yeah.
knowing that you can get up and do what you need to do as far as your children are concerned. You don't
Mhm.
have to stay there. Like, what's his name? We fall down. Everybody fall
Yo,
down.
Donna
But baby,
McClarkin?
we get back up.
Yeah.
You know, that's just how we was. That's how we are. You know,
Right.
we fall, but we don't stay there.
Right.
That's the key.
Yeah.
You don't stay there.
Yeah.
You get back up and you do what you have to do.
Right.
So does it have a lasting effect? Now that she say that, no.
Yeah.
I don't think so because it's a part of life. I mean, some people have it all, some people don't.
Right.
But like Amy said, like as long as you're getting up and you're continuing to push and strive, it gets better.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean? So
Mhm.
I feel like we're not the only people growing up who lights have been turned off, who didn't have food in the refrigerator. You know, different things like that. It's a part of life.
Yeah.
Like it happens. Now, us staying there, did we stay there forever? No, we came out of it.
Yeah.
So does it have an effect on me? No. I mean, everybody thought I was rich, but I wouldn't.
Baby, please. We were
Man.
poor.
I wouldn't.
I think it
thought
was
we was rich coming up. They really thought we had money.
They really
for
did.
real.
I mean, I don't know why people thought
We
that,
carry ourselves a different
but we
way.
do. Yeah, we do. But I don't know why people thought that. But we struggle just like the next person.
Yeah, sometimes a little bit worse. But you know
Yeah.
what's crazy though? And this right here, I know this to be true. Okay. We do struggle as Black women, Black men. Sometimes we do struggle. Sometimes we have struggles. And then we look at other people, other races, as if y'all have it way better than we do as far as like finances and everything are concerned, things are concerned. But girl,
They have it way worse.
they don't have it worse, but they're struggling just like us. You would never know
Right.
because they keep it and they just talk amongst themselves about their financial struggles or keep it in their house. But they're struggling just like us. They are, but it's more like we have a community as far as like sisters. My sister, like, can I talk to you? You know what I'm saying? Because there's times where me and you are like, can I talk to you? And you not say a word and don't say anything or whatever. This is what I got going on, this, that, and the third. And then I'm talking and I'm opening up to you. And then you're talking to me and you're pouring into me. And so we're encouraging one another, but I'm telling you what I got going on. So other people, sometimes they don't tell anybody. They struggle with it. But as far as like me feeling like I can talk to you about things, yes, I do. I feel like I can. Do I feel like I can talk to my daughter about things? I do. And sometimes it may be too much. You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes I will give my unsolicited advice. And about different situations concerning her or my kids or my family or whatever the case may be. And sometimes you got to hold on to that. But I think this is how we let things go because we have a sister or a family member or a niece or a daughter that we can share our concerns with. And sometimes, not sometimes, but if I do my immediate family right here, I know it's going to be right here. This is why you don't tell anybody anything that you don't want anybody else to know, unless it's your sister or your daughter, because it stays right there. Everything else, it's guaranteed to be gone. I don't care how many times you tell somebody don't say anything, somebody gonna say something.
Right.
And this is why you don't share things. And this is why sometimes there is so much animosity between Black women. And I've never, ever understood why. You can be at somewhere and there's like, you're supposed to be cheering one another on. You know what I'm saying? But you go to a situation or a job or to a school, you ever notice that sometimes there's like a little tiff between Black women that are amongst each other and the reason why? Have you ever been in that situation?
Yeah. I have.
What about you, Trinity?
I don't think I've
School?
ever paid attention to it.
Really? Kaylin, you?
No.
Never.
With another
Well,
Black woman.
Yeah. Anyone.
because of what they have?
No,
Or
like
just
say for
because-
instance, y'all are all like working together, going to school together, and this girl doesn't like you and you don't even know why.
Oh, yes. Yes, I've been to that.
You've never done anything to them. You
have.
don't even know why.
Oh yeah, yes. Yeah.
Yes.
And
I
then
high
there's
school.
no reason because there's nothing that you've done.
Right.
You don't even hang around in the same circle. It's just something about you, or it's just you that they don't like, or they're trying to be better than. Instead of us doing this right here and trying to, you know what I'm saying, better each other in all of this, we were like this, and I don't understand why.
Sometimes I think it's because they don't know you.
Right.
And they really don't know anything about you. Yeah, we've been around each other.
It's like
and-
word of mouth,
Right.
kind of.
Yeah, but you don't really know me. And
Right.
I'm like the type of person, hey girl, how you doing? You
Mhm.
know what I'm saying? I try to break the ice with people. And I don't think that I'm better than anybody. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? But sometimes people they need you to open up first.
Gotcha.
You have to take the initiative to be that person that be like, okay, hey girl,
Mhm.
what's up?
Mhm.
How you doing? And just break the ice because they looking at you looking at them like, where's it gonna go?
I
It
don't
ain't gonna
know.
go nowhere.
I'm
So you
different.
gonna have to
Yeah.
be like,
Me too.
hey.
I'm
Yeah,
different because
I totally get it.
I'm just, you look at me, I'm going to look at you back.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is like, but for me personally, like from personal experience, it's either when people first meet me, it's either they don't like me or they gonna love me.
Right.
It's not like in between. It's one or the other, and it's just like, I guess because of how I come off,
Yeah.
which is understandable. But most of the time when people get to know me, they actually like me. So
Yeah. So yesterday, this is crazy and totally off topic. But I got to work with Kaylin yesterday, right? Now, I've worked with her before, but I got to really work with her yesterday. And I'm looking at her in action, right?
Girl.
And I'm like, this little girl is super smart. I'm just like, I'm watching her. I'm looking at her. I'm just like, I'm in awe. I know that Kaylin's smart, but I'm just like, she is so smart. She is super smart. She does things, and it's just like second nature to her. And which is not, because this is the medical field that we're in, but yet and still, it's just like, and I'm it was like a proud mom moment, because I'm just like, wow, look at her. You know what I'm saying? Look at this little girl go. And so I was just so in awe with her. And even the provider was like, I love how you do this. I love how you do this, this, that. This is amazing. And giving her all like the compliments. And I'm just like, she is so smart. And then I'm like, I want her to be, she is better than me. And I'm like, I want her to be better than me. I want her to go so far. And I feel like just because she's my daughter, I want to push her really hard. But I'm like, how or why in the world do we as Black women not do this to other Black women? Why do we not see something or try to see the best in someone else and be like, girl, you are so smart. I'm sitting over here watching you and I'm in awe. I'm like, where do you want to go with this? You know, do you have plans? Do you want this? Do you want to do that? But it's just like, you know, we seem so uninterested in other people. We seem interested in just our little clique, and that's it, and nobody else. And I feel like sometimes with society and with other Black women and women of color, and honestly, just any woman, period, I feel like sometimes that person just needs to invest in somebody and give like straight up compliments. You know what I'm saying? I just feel like this is something that is due, because the provider that we were working with on yesterday, she's young and she seems super smart too, you know? So I don't know. I just feel like sometimes we need to give people their roses while they're like here and presently there. You don't have to know somebody. You could just work with them for like 12 hours and be like, girl, you are super smart. I like the way you do this. You know what I'm saying? I've never worked with you before, but you rock it. I like this. And so I don't know. I just feel like it's just that, but that's all off topic. But back to the topic we were talking about the healing thing. So Trinity, we were talking about that. Did you ever reply or say anything about your mom as far as like, feeling like, your mom was damaged and she didn't do, whatever the case may be? How did you feel about those in those moments? Because did y'all already answer that and was like, we saw it, but it was fine. We were good.
Yeah, I saw it. I was fine. I was good. My mama wasn't fine. She be crying, all that stuff.
Yeah.
But I mean, we was good.
Yeah.
I had everything I needed growing up. There might have been some things I've wanted in life, but it was a necessity. I keep getting it.
Yeah.
I don't know. She did good. I mean, she needs reassurance every now and then.
Yeah.
That she's a good mom. But
Yeah.
I think she was a good mom. She told me everything I needed to talk. I mean, I went to school, finished,
got a degree.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
Like I don't like that, because you did really good and you're
You
doing
did.
good for yourself.
I'm very, very proud of my daughter. She don't give herself
please say
enough credit.
with an
but
S.
Yeah.
I'm very, very proud of her.
So Trinity, why do you not give yourself enough credit? Why do you not there's a difference between like
Being conceited.
and being conceited and being proud of yourself. And it's okay to brag on yourself. You know what I mean? People do it all day long, and you don't have to do it for a long period of time. But I'm just like, why do you not do that?
I don't know. I just
Are you
never
not
been
proud of what you've done?
I am. I've just never been a bragger on
Right.
myself. I
wouldn't say it's bragging. Like,
Girl,
But
brag.
I think that's kind of like the whole family though. Like, we don't brag on ourselves and our achievements.
Well, some of us do.
Because sometimes it can come off
well,
as, I don't know.
As
you
what?
just have haters, and
I get
you
that.
just come off and they'll think maybe you're better than them or something.
Yeah.
It's not like that at all. I
That's
don't
their
brag
fault.
on myself.
How old are you?
24.
You're 24 with a whole nursing degree.
Right, a bachelor's
Not
degree.
just a regular
But
nursing degree, but a
bachelor's degree.
Right. So that's a huge accomplishment. And so, honestly, you don't have to worry about that, because if you don't brag on yourself, or
Somebody
you
else
don't
will.
tell people like, hey, Trinity, what do you do? My name is Trinity. Yada, yada, yada. I have my bachelor's in nursing. You don't have to do that, because that's what your mom is for. And so
You don't
your
do that no
mom,
way.
yeah, right. I get it.
She says,
But
I'm Trinity. I'm a nurse.
But-
no, baby, you're a nurse
Oh,
with your bachelor's degree.
I
I don't even say that. I say I'm a pharmacy tech.
Right. I totally understand that, Trinity. I get it. I do, because we're more alike than we realize, because I don't like talking about myself either. But it's okay. I think sometimes we don't like talking about ourselves as women, because we're so used to being in the background, to where we are used to that's our mentality. Sometimes we're just kind of used to being in the back burner, or being like last on the list. And I think that we stay right there. You know what I mean? And so we let people put us there for so long, to where we kind of get used to staying there, and we really don't say too much of anything. Or sometimes we may feel like, I don't want people to think I'm conceited because I do this, I do that. I watch people all day. People are just flat out conceited. I don't care what you say. And so sometimes you're looking at them and like, oh my God, you know what I mean? And so I don't want to be like that. But honestly, there's a difference between being conceited and being proud of yourself. Somebody asks you what you do, tell them what you do, what you got. I don't do that either. I don't, but I'm gonna start being proud of me and who I am, because I'm so used to feeling like I'm so unaccomplished in the things that I want to be, or my goals that I had in my life, and I haven't gotten to my goals. But then I see all these other women, and these nurses, and all these other people that started late, and they're older than me, and they're accomplishing all the things. And I'm just like, my end goal was to be a provider. I want to do that. And I'm going to do that. I just got to make sure my kids are good, because baby, they be breaking my pockets. So I have to. That's my end goal, and I'm gonna do that. And I'm gonna brag about myself. I'm gonna brag about myself, and when I do that, because I get it. You don't want people to think that that's I'm a bragger, or I think I'm better than everybody else. But there's a difference. Be proud of who you are, and be proud of what you've done and accomplished, because a lot of people have not.
Yeah, I'm working on that part of myself right now.
I understand.
And if you
Learning
don't
me.
do it, I can do it for you. I don't
No,
mind.
it's different. You're my mom. You're supposed to do these things.
Yeah,
I
I totally get
I
it.
need it for me. I'm
Yeah.
working on it though. I have a list of things I'm working on with myself
I got
and
you.
healing and stuff.
I
That's my
understand that.
next is bragging, being more proud
I got
of
you.
my accomplishment. I can't talk right today.
That's okay. So why are you not proud of yourself?
I'm proud, but I don't
She's
show
not a
it.
bragger.
I just don't show it. I don't brag.
He's
I
humble
just
like that.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
guess I'm just humbled. I don't really put myself first in a lot of things,
Yeah.
I guess.
Does that cause a lot of issues?
Sometimes.
Let's talk about it.
Yeah, sometimes when I don't speak up for myself. Yeah.
Cause
can co-
issues. What
yeah.
types?
Just like I think it's just issues within myself, like, man, Dren, if you just would have said this, it would have been fine.
Yeah.
But you didn't say it. So now you're just in here wishing
You
or
said it.
thinking what if, intrusive thinking of the what ifs and
Yeah.
stuff. So I'm working on it though.
I understand
It's a
that.
slow process. It ties all back to how I just grew up and all stuff like that. So
Yeah. I understand that. I do. I understand the
I
what ifs.
think like if we do that more with people, like I brag on you, I brag on Trinity, I brag on Caitlin, I brag on Chris, Cameron, Taylor, Talia.
Mhm.
I feel like if we put that positivity out there in the atmosphere for different ones,
Mhm.
it will sometimes break their fear that they have. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? About
understand what
you
you're
or
saying.
about themselves.
Mhm.
And I'm still working on that as well. But I feel like if we put that positive neck out there, that somebody else will feel that same encouragement. You know what I
Right.
mean? Like I
Mhm.
feel like that's something that's needed. Like every day I try to say at least something positive about one or two people that I'm around or that I'm with.
Mhm.
To just encourage them to be I don't lie about it. I tell
Mhm.
them straight up what it is, but in a positive way. Because I
Right,
want
right.
you to feel like, hey, baby, you good.
Yeah, yeah,
I'm proud of
yeah,
you. What you can do the same thing that I'm doing. Believe in yourself. You know what
yeah.
I'm saying?
Mhm.
So I try to put that out there for people, so they can feel good about themselves as well as me feeling good about myself because I'm called to His purpose. You know what I'm saying? To God's purpose.
There you go.
So I try to put that out there in the atmosphere so people will feel the same way that I feel about myself.
I understand it. And I'm so glad you said that because my next question, what is your purpose? Do you know what your purpose is?
Not yet.
Okay.
I think I'm working on it still. I'm 24. I feel like I'm in an age where I'm trying to figure things out
I
right
got you.
now. I went from high school, then school all the time. I'm now in the real world trying to figure myself, my purpose. Next person.
Okay.
I know my purpose is to help people, but I
Got
don't
you.
know to which
Extent.
extent yet. I'm
Got
still
you.
figuring that out.
Okay. So what is it about helping people that you love or like?
I don't know. It just gets me excited. Like, I don't know what it is, but just helping somebody, it just kind of like,
Like medical, like in health and healthcare and
I
stuff,
mean,
or in general, just period helping. Because it's like you could be at the job helping get them better,
mm-hmm.
healthy lives, but then you can also be talking about like giving like a homeless person some money and like in general or just like your job.
General. Yeah. But I
Okay.
just don't know to which extent yet.
Okay.
So, yeah.
So you still okay. I got you. And so that's your purpose. And so honestly, I feel like my purpose is to help people too. I love helping people. I do. I feel like there's a lot of things that I've been through that I have not shared with a lot of people. There's some things that I've been through that I have not shared with my daughter, my sister, or anyone. I just kind of kept locked in this little dome up here. And I feel like my purpose is definitely to help people, whether it be medically, whether it be here on this platform, whatever. But I feel like that is definitely my purpose. I've known that for a while, just super fearful in what it takes to do it
Mm-hmm.
or to put a foot first because I think people are definitely afraid of the unknown. And so once you're afraid of the unknown and fear grips you, then it's easy to set whatever you want to do down
Yeah.
and then pick up and do something totally different. But if it's for you, then it's definitely going to come back time and time again because it's for you and things. This is what you're supposed to be doing. So I feel like, as an adult, we're looking for, and sometimes we're trying to, it's not perfect our purpose, but we're trying to figure out in which direction we should be going. And so you just kind of touch on things and you just kind of let God lead you in to what it is that you're supposed to be doing. So I think our purposes are so important because it's not only for us, but it's for the people out there that we're supposed to be touching their lives as well.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that is super important. You looking, what you thinking?
No, I feel you.
Yeah.
But I was also thinking like when we lived in DeKalb,
Mm-hmm.
everybody left. You were gone, mom was gone, dad was gone, Miyaka, Bo, everybody was gone.
Mm-hmm.
We still in DeKalb.
Yeah.
We still in DeKalb. And it was because I was scared.
Yeah.
I was scared to put that foot out there and scared to go to the next level.
Mm-hmm.
And I was just, I'm gonna get left behind.
Yeah.
I'm still down here and my kids, they loving school and all that. And I was like, you know what? I cannot be in DeKalb anymore. I have got to leave because
Yeah.
everything that even my job was in Texarkana. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? I was driving back and forth from DeKalb to Texarkana all the time. So I was scared. I was really scared. I was comfortable in DeKalb. I
Right.
knew people in DeKalb. I didn't have to worry about anybody breaking into my house in DeKalb.
For
I
sure.
wasn't worried about somebody shooting my window or doing anything like that. And when I moved to Texarkana, were my kids upset? Yes, because they were leaving their friends. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? And I left some of my friends as well, but
I
It
wasn't
was
too upset. I told people every year I'm leaving.
Yeah. She was like, I'm ready to go.
I think it was Taylor. She was kind of upset about leaving her friends,
But
and
she-
Talia was definitely upset about leaving her friends. But I just knew that was the right step for us to make.
Yeah.
It was hard. And then where we moved, I'm not going to name no names, in Texarkana, I just was like, to me, I couldn't see outside where we lived. It was
Right.
just on the inside for us.
Yeah.
Like the people that we lived around, we were good. Was stuff happening in the apartment complex that I lived in? Yes, but we never knew anything about it because we were in our own little section. You know what
Right.
I'm saying? And we didn't see what was going on outside. God has always protected us. You know what I'm saying? So we never saw like bad things. You know,
Yeah.
we would come and go, go to work, kids go to school. I was definitely scared, but we made a way. Everything worked out.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I
Everything
do.
worked out.
Speaking of that, um, when I first moved away, because I went to Fairview and then I came home, I got pregnant. I was pregnant with Kaylin. I was in college and wasn't really doing well. Number one, had never been away from home like that. And then number two, I got out here and, just super sheltered when we were here. So we really didn't get to do anything. So I get to Fairview A&M and I'm drinking and not even partying, but yes, definitely drinking. Went to school drunk a couple of times, failing out of class. I wasn't doing too much of nothing because my uncle told me that Fairview was he told me that don't ever, like, my uncles had me super scared, like, don't ever get in a relationship while you're down there in college because you don't know what people have and all the things. So I did not have a relationship, but there was this one dude that we used to hang out together. We never did anything. And so I would like drink and be drunk going to school, never did anything, never was super sheltered, right? And so then I got pregnant with Caitlin. And then I came home. And so I came home and I started going to Texarkana College. Because I'm like, I'm gonna take my prereqs. I want to go to nursing school. I always knew I wanted to go to nursing school. Well, anyway, um, that didn't work out. No. Yes, I got pregnant with Caitlin. And so anyway, I had her. That didn't work out. And then I was dealing with her dad at the time. And honestly, that was a roller coaster within itself. And so I found out I was pregnant with my second child. And I was like, I wanted to change so bad. And I'm just like, this is this cycle that I keep doing. I'm like, I can't do this anymore because I'm over here. I need to be a mom for her. I'm pregnant with my second kid. I'm 22 years old. And then I'm going through things that I had never been through before in my life. I'm over here just like I'm struggling mentally because I'm a mom. And then I'm pregnant with my second kid. And then, baby daddy ain't doing too much of nothing, ain't helping do too much of nothing. I'm just like, I don't even know what I'm doing. And so then my cousin, she's like, hey, move to Oklahoma City with me. And so she was already there. And so then I'm like, you know what? I'm going to leave. And I'm going to tell you the reason why I left was because I thought in my little pea-sized brain that if I left going to Oklahoma City, that he would straighten up because I'm leaving and I'm taking your child and I'm pregnant with your son. And then I'm leaving going to Oklahoma. So either you're going to straighten up and come and get me, or you're not going to straighten up and I'm going to stay there. Well, he didn't straighten up. And so I stayed there in Oklahoma and he was like back and forth, but he was doing his own little thing. And so I'm in Oklahoma. And so I had never lived in these conditions before in my life. And so when I made it there where she was, I will never forget this address. This address like etched in my brain. We were at this place called 3630 North Lottie, Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. Do you remember that?
I do.
When we first moved in there, it was projects. It it was in the projects, like deep in the projects. I had never stayed in the projects before in my life. We never have. And so that was the biggest change for me. And I was scared, but I was so sick and tired of the life that I was living, being in decab with the same cycle over and over and over again. So I was willing to live in the hood just to get a break, just to see if I can get some mental clarity. So I'm there at 3630 North Lottie. Never forget that address. And so while I was there, I decided to make changes, right? I started going to church on a regular basis. I enrolled in medical assistant school. I got my phlebotomy certification, got my medical assistant certification. But while I was there, the first time when I went there, I got a job, right? And another thing that we had never done was been on assistance because my dad always worked. and my mom was stay-at-home mom, and then she later worked. So we never had food stamps. We never had welfare. We didn't even know what that was because my daddy he didn't play those types of situations, those games. And so when I went to Oklahoma, that's exactly what happened. I got on food stamps, I got on welfare, and I was living with my cousin. And so I'm in Oklahoma and I'm just like, I'm feeling worse than what I was, but yet and still I'm like, something has to give. You know what I'm saying? And so when I had my son, Chris, Chris was, I want to say Chris was maybe 4 weeks old. I enrolled in Platt College and got my medical assistant in my phlebotomy. So when I got it, when I signed up for food stamps and for welfare, I was going to school and I had a black caseworker. He was a man. And I didn't like the way he treated me, right? He was like, I was a statistic and, you're going to be on the system forever and all this other stuff. And I said, you give me 6 months. I said, I promise. Give me 6 months. I promise you, I will be off the system. I went to medical assistant school, got my phlebotomy certification. I started working at LabCorp, drawing labs at nursing homes, different things like that. 6 months, I was off. He told me how proud he was because people don't do that. But I was so tired of the same situation that I was going through. I needed a change because I had a daughter. I had a son. I was pregnant with my son, and I wanted something different out of my life. And that was the first major thing that I did. I knew I wanted to be a nurse, but I had to start small because I had small children. And
You
I
haven't
know,
stopped. And you
no, I
haven't
have
stopped.
not. But I know sometimes in those situations, those are things that, when you go through those things and you don't have time to heal, I think, what did I leave my kids with? What did they see? And, that's something that I don't really talk about to my child because I'm like, I don't even know if I want to open those wounds or whatever, but she tells me no, and they tell me no that we're good. But I'm just like, sometimes we have to brag on ourselves because of the things that we've been through and the things that we go through and where we are. It's okay to say, hey, this is who I am. This is what I do because I do the same thing. What's your name? My name is Kim. Where do you work? At Healthcare Express. What do you do? I'm a nurse there. I never tell people that I'm a director of nursing because I don't want people to think that I'm bragging on myself. But the girl that you know been through a lot. And I need to change my mentality, not because I'm bragging, but because I'm proud of the person that
Exactly.
I've become. And I have a long way to go and I'm going to get there. But it's just things like that that make me like, hey, it's okay to say I'm good. It's okay to be proud of who you are and what you've accomplished. It's okay to put your title out there. It's okay because you worked hard for it. You've done a lot of things for it. So that's just me and how I think about it. It's all right. So long story short, Lord Jesus, long story short, you know, how do I know? How do you know that you're a good mom? Is it about sacrifices or is it about other things that you go through, and how do you show that you're a whole? But my kids know that I love them and we've been through a lot. So, hey, girl, that 3630 North Lottie, baby, it taught me some things. You hear
And
me?
I followed her. You hear me?
And you did.
I graduated in '98. 2 days later, I had bought myself a car.
A pair of jeans.
I had worked at Nash at Burger King. I had bought myself a car. 2 days after my graduation, I left DeKalb and I went to Oklahoma
You
City
did.
with her. Um, and I hear her. I see the tears. I hear her going to school. But when y'all were little, y'all never seen that. All y'all did was play and be happy. You know what I'm saying? And even though she was having a struggle within herself, y'all were good.
That's
All
crazy.
the time that y'all were good.
Because I say that because my mom, like that's my mom, but our stories are similar. Just because she had me and then she was pregnant with Chris, she went to school, got her medical assistance. But I had Mateo. I wasn't pregnant at the time, basically I'm like a college dropout because I done been to college like 3 times already, and I keep dropping out. But when I had Mateo, like I had to change my mentality and I had to do something because I was working at Healthcare Express as well, and I was basically doing drug screens all day. Like that's all I did. And mama know I would complain every single day because I'm like, I just can't keep doing this. This is nasty anyway. I don't want nobody knowing I work, what I do, whoop. And I told mom, I was like, I'm about to go to medical assistant school. It was 16 weeks, night classes. I had to do 2 days out of the week. So I would work in the day and I would go to my classes at night. And I became a medical assistant when my son was 1. And then I got pregnant with Mav. I started working a 9 to 5 again. I hated that because I couldn't do nothing. Like, working Monday through Friday is very hard when you have kids, only being off on the weekend. And so I went back to Healthcare Express as a medical assistant. And then this coming October, I'll be doing my 2 prereqs to go into the nursing program in April. So,
Good
life's
job.
getting better, but like just to see like how my mom struggled and then how our stories are similar is crazy, but it's definitely worth it. Like I look back now and I just thankful, because a lot of people don't get to have the life that we live. And did we have a bad life growing up? No. It was just life. Like things get cut off. You're not able to always get what you want. But now that I'm an adult, I see that. Like I was mad at her because Mom, I want this. Well, I can't give that to you right now. Well, all my friends got it. And you know what I'm saying? But now that I'm older, like, I'm grateful because I'm very humble because now it's just like, I'm glad she didn't get me that. You know what I mean? Or I'm glad I couldn't go to parties like how my friends did. So,
Like
yes.
back in the day when y'all were little, maybe somebody had the Jordans that just came out that month, and y'all had the Jordans that came out last year. But you
Yeah.
still had the Jordans. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Everything in life is a stepping stone. You know what I'm saying? When I left DeKalb and I moved to Texarkana, I was a shampoo girl. Working for a lady who loved me and my children. I washed the HELL out of people's hair for her. I did that and going to school myself. But I did that for her. I took care of all her clients. I just did what I had to do. And for a while, that helped me with my children. Then I decided to go to cosmetology school myself. Went to cosmetology school, did good, and just switched it up. You know what I'm saying? I started working at Healthcare Express. I was doing labs. I was doing labs there for like 5 years. Now, I'm a lab girl, you know what I'm saying? Drawing blood and taking care of people, taking care of patients. Can't nobody beat your girl doing those things, you know what I'm saying? But and I'm still there, you know what I'm saying? I started doing x-rays, still drawing blood. I help, I can do drug screens now, you know what I'm saying? I do a lot of different things. So everything in life is a stepping stone for you to improve what's going on. If you want to stay down and be sad and be depressed and do all those things, that's your business. You know what I'm saying? But you can always get up.
Yeah.
There's hope for everybody.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You can always do better if you want to and if you got that mindset that that's what you want to do.
Yeah.
But don't be stuck in a situation just
for real.
man, I'm so tired of doing this. I'm so tired of doing this. I can't. Yeah, you can.
Yeah.
You can. Get yourself up, girl.
Yeah.
Dust yourself up, girl.
All right. You hear
and
me?
do what you gotta do, girl.
Let's go,
to make it
sis.
whatever you need to make it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And another thing, I'm gonna just say this before. Trinity, my daughter, my little chocolate drop over here. I'm so proud of her.
Yeah.
You know, so proud of her. Taylor, my Navy baby.
Yeah.
I'm so proud of her.
So proud of Taylor.
Yes. Like she has went to the Navy, girl. That was the hardest thing for me because my baby ain't in the house with me no more. I don't know what to do. Lord Jesus, help me.
Girl.
Jesus, help me. You know what I'm saying?
How patience in the house.
All the way in Chicago.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That hurt me.
Yeah.
But I was like, I can't tell her no.
Yeah.
Or can I tell her no? But I let her go, you know. I had to let her go.
Yeah.
And she has matured in such a way that, oh my God.
I'm so proud of her. That's
I
all I
know.
can say.
For sure.
Did you hear that?
Yes.
You know, me and
Now
Taylor
she
don't
getting on
get
her
'em.
nerves.
Yeah.
Now she getting on her nerves, baby, but she proud of her.
Right.
And Talia,
Proud of her
going to
too.
school to be a pharmacy tech, you know
And
what I'm
working
saying?
2 jobs.
And working
Yes.
2 jobs.
Don't
Yeah.
don't tell them I said that.
I mean, Did they see the struggle? Yeah, they saw it, but it made them who they are today. I'm proud of them. We've all been through some things, but you don't stay there. You get up and you do what you have to do.
Yeah.
And it doesn't matter how other people see you or how other people feel about you. It's how you feel about yourself first.
Mm-hmm.
And then,
Yeah.
so
Same
it
with my
doesn't
brothers
matter.
though, because we seen the struggle too. But you got Cameron, what Cameron graduated with? Kinesiology or
Cam graduated with 2 different degrees.
yeah.
2 different degrees, 2 different certifications. Chris went to welding school.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's a great job. Good things. I'm very proud of my children. I'm very proud of all 3. Caitlin and what she's done and what she's doing. I'm very proud of my children.
Y'all preacher kids did a good job.
You hear me? You
And
hear me?
I know how people be saying, I get it out the mud.
Yeah.
Baby, I ain't been in no mud. Okay? I don't know about no mud. I know
Okay.
about Jesus.
That part, okay.
I know how I got on my
I be-
knees and I prayed to Jesus and he helped us.
I
They-
be telling Cameron that he'll be like, he'll say something. I'll be like, Cameron, please don't
Yeah.
do that right now.
Y'all don't know nothing about no mud.
I be telling Cameron, please stop.
Y'all was walking on dirt with your
silly.
saltwater sandals on.
That
okay?
part, okay.
So, thank God. We are really, really, really blessed
Yeah.
as a family. God has really helped us all. And I'm not just saying that just to say it, but I'm telling you, growing up, how we grew up and just being surrounded with the love of God and what real love really is.
Mm-hmm.
And it's sometimes to me, it's sad that people don't know what real love is.
But it's
True.
crazy that you say that because like y'all grew up with 2 parents. We didn't.
Thank you.
And
I mean,
so like
sorry,
it's
but
not a bad thing, but like y'all know what a fatherly love is. Like y'all had that, y'all still have that. We didn't grow up like that. So our missing pieces was our fathers.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I
Like
get
it's
that.
not
And
like who
that's-
we don't know who our daddy is, but we don't have that connection with our dads that y'all did. I'm jealous of that because I've always wanted that. I want to know what that feels like, but I can't. But I'm not gonna sit there and dwell on it. You know what I'm saying? Life
I'm
keeps
sorry.
going,
I
but
didn't think about
no,
that.
but I'm just saying, but y'all were lucky because y'all had both parents.
We did.
Y'all did for
We
a
did.
long time.
We
And then
did.
even after,
Yeah.
y'all still had both parents.
We yeah.
We ain't never had
And
both
that's why I
I used
told
to
parents.
my
cry about
kids, yes, Trinity had a hard time with
Chris
that
too.
growing up.
Chris did too, but I never
does
Yeah.
sometimes.
Yeah, but I tried to get them. I mean, their daddy calls them. He talks to them, but I know it's not the same.
It's very different.
It's really different. But I've always told my children, my daddy can be your daddy.
Mm-mm.
and I always
Papa
tell her,
still-
no, it's not
Papa
the
still
same
think we in the
thing.
70s. Like you gotta fix that man a plate, baby. I'm not fixing no man no plate.
Girl, that's my daddy. Not too much.
Okay, I'm not
too
fixing no
much.
man no plate.
Well, first of all,
That's Papa.
sometimes he just be. Sometimes Daddy's joking because you really don't hear the conversations that we have as his children, as his daughters. I know she ain't fixing that sorry boy no plate. You need to get up and fix
but
her a
he's the
plate.
same person that be like, Caitlin, fix me a plate. I'm like, what?
That's him.
And he
That's
don't say please either. He
That's
ain't gonna
him.
say please.
That's for
He
him.
is 73 years old.
Stop giving baby boomers.
Hey, get off my
this.
daddy. Get off
But
my
no,
daddy.
it's really different when, I mean, do I dwell on it? No, but y'all say y'all try to love us as mom and dad, but that's different.
It
Because
is.
like
I can never teach you how to be a dad or be a man.
or how like a fatherly love is supposed to be.
Yeah.
We have different aspects of how how fatherly love is. Like, do I know my daddy loved me? Yes. Does he have a way of showing it? Yes, he does. Now, was he always there? No. You know?
I do.
You also have to think about this. Not making no excuses for anybody.
I know
But
where you
what
going.
if your daddy? What if your daddy or your daddy never had their daddy? They wouldn't know how to act, right?
But to me, see, for me, I
Well,
would
we
just
didn't ask to be here.
For
Right.
me, what you saying that, I would just expect them to want to step up and be more
Yeah.
involved.
I
Knowing that
agree.
they didn't have that feeling, I would just expect it, but not to be the same thing, you know?
Because both, I'm not going to lie, like me and my kids, me and their fathers not together, but they get their dad. Now, how they get there, now Mav get his dad when he with his dad because he stay with his daddy 24/7. Mateo's a little different, but to each his own. But they both get their dad. They know what fatherly love is.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
No doubt. Teo call his daddy, "Hey, daddy, it's your son."
All day.
And his daddy would be like, "What's up, son?" Be like, "Nothing, chilling with my mama." I'm like, "Bro, how y'all talking like that?
That's so
Like, that's not your
cute.
friend. That's your daddy."
Yeah, it's true. They're friends for sure, and I love that conversation that they have with each other too. Yeah, this your son. Hey, son.
He do say that. He'll
Yeah.
strong. This your son.
I love Mateo's speech. Like it's
Yeah.
so cute. I love the way he be talking.
But I
He's so
totally get that.
grown.
You're right. He
I got
is
ear
cute.
drainage. Don't talk to me.
I think that I really do. I think that I'm gonna piggyback off of Tammy just a little bit because we're gonna have to get out of here. Maybe, and I'm not making excuses for nobody, not one of them. Okay, please know this for sure, because you already know me. Maybe he gave you what he had.
And I understand that.
Yeah, maybe that's
why
all
I say
he had to
I don't
give.
dwell
Yeah,
on
that's
it.
what I was
Right.
saying.
That's why I don't dwell on it. But would it have been nice for him to be by my side every step of the way? This is the type of man you need. This is the type of man you want to
Yeah.
date. No, but I have to go through those. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
For myself,
Right.
and then watching you. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't like a given to me. It's
Right.
just like kind of a you live and you learn each time you date somebody.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
For
That's
sure.
some good
Yeah.
emotional awareness you got going. That's inner healing right
Because
there.
I had to learn that way.
Yeah.
From each person that I have literally dated, I have to learn.
You do.
This ain't what I want.
Yes.
This ain't what I want.
Yeah.
And this ain't what I'm gonna take.
That part.
That's just how it was.
and
It's-
that's how you
you know,
learn.
And the fact that you know what you want, that's growth right there.
Yeah.
That's growth right
Healing
Yeah.
there. Yes.
with not having fathers all the time.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Inner healing.
The
That's
crazy
why we try to give y'all extra love.
Yeah,
because of
for
that.
sure.
Because of our decisions that we made. We should have had that aspirin.
What's
you know
that?
what I'm talking about?
You hear me?
Girl.
Clock it. No, I'm just
Let me clock it. Because that's for
Oh my
sure.
but
My bad. I'm sorry. But I still love you.
oh my God. But if y'all are feeling this way, just think about your sisters probably feel, I know they feel that way. And then
Especially
you have
Taylor.
brothers. And I promise you they feel that way. Cam acts like nothing really bothers him. But you already know that it does. You know, having a male figure constantly be a part of your life, then that's super important because I can't teach you how to be a man. I can't teach you, different things that you need to learn as a man. I remember one time Chris was so upset. He was just like, you shouldn't have to teach me how to change a tire. And I was like, I shouldn't, but I know because my dad taught me. But those are things that you feel like your dad should teach you. But neither here nor there. And honestly, we've survived and we will continue to survive. We will continue to stand strong, be resilient, and be the women that we're supposed to be. We're going to leave with the positive. We can definitely catch up on this conversation next week about the fathers and how you feeling
Yeah, 'cause
about
I
that.
feel like we got a lot.
Yeah, I feel like you got a lot to say too. So we're going to leave with the positive on today. So we're going to start with Tammy. Tammy, give someone a positive that something on your heart that you want to give somebody on today.
Just be encouraged. Just know who you are. And I can't say this enough. Know what you want out of life. You know what I'm saying? Focus on you. There's nothing wrong with you focusing on you. It's not being selfish. Just focus on you and what you want to do and where your help comes
Right. Amen. What about you, Chin Chin?
My positive is like more towards y'all 3
Mhm.
and the women in our family is I appreciate y'all and like I look up to all y'all, especially you growing up as big sis. But
Yep.
I feel like I do what I do now, try to be make accomplishments
Yeah.
and stuff because I've seen all y'all growing up and the kids and the struggles and stuff. So I try to go a different route because I look up to y'all. Y'all are like role models.
I
So
totally understand.
I love
Okay.
y'all,
We love you.
from. Love you.
even though I
What-
don't say it.
Love you
That's
too.
right. What about you, KK?
Don't dwell on things.
Yeah.
Don't do it. I feel like when you dwell on things, it just always has a bad outcome.
Yeah.
Just get up and keep it pushing.
Right.
Pushing
Don't-
P.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Head
But
up, chest out. Do
yeah,
what
you hear
gotta
me?
do.
That's me, baby. Head up, chest out. Let's go. My positivity on today, honestly, piggybacking off of all of them, because I can, and that's my business. Is that number one for real? Head up, chest out. Be resilient. Know your worth. Know who you are. Know what you want, and it's okay to pat yourself on the back.
Mhm.
Because one thing I had to learn, and one thing I am still learning as a Black woman, or any woman or any color, it's okay for us to pat ourselves on the back because honestly, accomplishments are big deals, and we struggle to get these things, and we struggle to be where we are. And honestly, all we got to do is just keep on moving, keep going to the top. Cause
Keep
if God,
leveling up.
there you go, level up. Because if God can bring you to it, He can bring you through it.
Yes.
Amen.
Amen.
All right, clock it, as they say. Well, anyway, guys, we thank you so much for joining us on our second episode of Sis Let's Talk. We definitely hope that you enjoy us. We want you to definitely like us, subscribe, and honestly, just try to help grow our family on this side of the street. And until the next time, guys, peace.